So I never reported on the scandal. And when it happened, I tried to be there for my brother. I'm not an advisor. I'm a brother. I wasn't in control of anything. I was there to listen and offer my take. And my advice to my brother was simple and consistent. Own what you did. Tell people what you'll do to be better. Be contrite.
Again, this goes back to credibility, honesty, likability, all things that humility. How about that as a news person? He's a network news anchor as well, and he's got an obligation to the people that watch that program. Not many, but people do. Let's welcome back the Powerhouse panel. Full panel back with us. Benjamin Weingarten, Jenna Ellis, Rick Gates. So there it is. That's Chris Cuomo over the summer before Andrew, his brother, resigned. Disgraced governor of New York, 63 years old. Some say he might run again. I doubt that. What's your take on this, Benjamin?
Yeah, well, first of all, what he just described right there, to an extent, conflicts with the record, which seems to indicate that he was doing more than just kind of listening and giving his advice, that he was actually using his connections to try to look into these allegations and game out how to respond to them and the like. But I think there's something even more fundamental here. Remember how he covered his brother during the throes of the pandemic, almost every single day, giving him a platform, almost to potentially launch a presidential campaign or a future presidential campaign. And then subsequently, when the scandals started to come down, not least of which included his coronavirus response in reality and the cover-up that followed from it with thousands dead in New York, arguably attributable to those policies, he was silent on it. And I think that goes to the heart of the conflict of interest, which was that he gave his brother fawning coverage in a massive platform during the pandemic when it was politically suitable, and then subsequently when the politics didn't merit it, he didn't cover his brother. And I think what it comes down to is the responsible thing to do, the credible journalistic thing to do, would have been to say, I'm not going to cover my brother to the largest extent possible, period,
and own that.
Full stop.
And own that.
And own that.
Do you think, Benjamin, just quick, 10 seconds, because we got a lot more to get into. Do you think, so as Jenna was saying, as an attorney, there's punitive, but then there's against the law. Do you think that CNN has to part ways with him?
I think at a minimum, as Jenna indicated, the right thing to do would be to say he's going to be off the air until we've sorted this out effectively. That would be the shrewd thing, smart thing to do.
Even Brian Stelter is, but he was on the air last night. Brian Stelter, CNN's own media critic, who was not critical of Jeffrey Toobin. And that's laughable. I know we glaze over things like that. Jeffrey Toobin exposed himself to his colleagues, men and women, on a CNN Zoom call, and he is still their legal analyst, and there are big cases happening. We just had the Rittenhouse case. Jenna, we've got Jesse Smollett, that fairy tale that we're going to see play out. We've got the Ghislaine Maxwell case. And they're going to go to Jeffrey Toobin like he's got any credibility. People at home, even the CNN lovers must be like, geez, can you really believe they've got Jeffrey Toobin on their airwaves?
I know it's ridiculous, and it's frankly embarrassing for CNN because every time that Jeffrey Toobin trends, that's the only thing that he actually trends for.
As he should.
Nobody's listening.
As he should.
As he should, and nobody's listening to his legal analysis. Everybody's remembering how disgusting he is and everything that he did and exposing himself. That's the only thing that he's going to be known for. And so, again, this isn't about CNN actually wanting to give credible analysis to their viewers. This is all about protecting their own, and they're activists. They're not journalists. Yeah. And for people like Chris Cuomo especially, not only is this a conflict of interest, but this actually goes against his ethical obligation to his viewers as well. When he's sitting there trying to say that he is being a fair journalist and he's reporting things and he's talking to his viewers, and yet on the down low, he's actually using his sources to help his brother as these reports are coming out. And so for CNN to have all of these people on their network who clearly don't have an ethical obligation to journalism really should be telling their viewers, maybe you need to change the channel.
And they've got Jeffrey Toobin, when he came back to CNN, they had Dana Bash, a female reporter over there at CNN, interview him, and she's asking him questions, and it's like, Jeffrey, look, you got an issue, you got a problem. Like everyday normal people, the people watching this show right now, you don't do that. Like you just don't do that, and no one says anything about that, and he's now their legal analyst again. Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.